It's been a minute, but thank you for returning. Welcome to Nora's Story, Scene 2. Last time, our couple, Carlo and Nora, finally got together. They were celebrating, having a nice dinner, when Douglas, the husband, showed up. Now that you're caught up, here we go. Nora's Story, Scene 2. Buddy could have slid up and pap took me out the game. Stanley from Friday had me dead to rights if he wanted. He must have entered from the kitchen because I would have seen him stroll in. Where are the exits? I think I got my keys. I can't believe he's here. He must have followed her. Wait, he kissed on the cheek. Are they getting all cozy now? Did they set me up? Ain't this about a bitch? They got me. The waiter seated Douglas next to Nora's right side, in between the young lovers. As he sat down, Nora placed the glass of wine she drank from in front of Douglas. Carlo looked to his right, figuring an escape route past a family seated at the table a few yards away. He also didn't want to look Douglas in the eyes as of yet. Not out of fear, only focused on making an impromptu getaway and hopefully without having to defend himself from physical attacks. Douglas, soon after sitting, instructed the waiter to refresh whatever red wine was served in this as he tapped the glass. Once finished ordering, he set eyes on Carlo with a whimsical smirk upon his mug. "You can breathe now, son. Hang loose," he said jokingly. "You looking around like you about to do a 4 flat and a 40, which would be a waste of energy, when all y'all would do is get back together. Unless I'm wrong. Come on, man, stop looking over there and relax." Carlo reluctantly turned his head over into the couple's direction, moving as if a horror movie character was over his shoulder ready to eat his face. Carlo chose to tilt his head downward while looking up with his eyes. He finally viewed in full Nora's main man, but quickly diverted attention to the napkins once Nora was about to speak. She got cut off abruptly by Douglas, who paused for a second, recognizing his wife had something to say. "Sorry, honey, go ahead," he said. "No, it's okay." No, he's your friend, so talk to him. Tell him what you have in mind," he said before a slight pause occurred between the two. "I'm sure this is all types of awkward for you, and I'll try to communicate this clearly. Carlo, I want you to pay attention, please. Hear us out, especially me," she said, seconds before reaching over, putting her hands over his. As she rubbed the top part of his right fist, Carlo moved his attention from the napkin onto Nora's smooth fingers on well-manicured hands. Her touch caused his shoulders to slowly decompress and take a quick breath before slightly nodding his head and then looking into her pretty brown eyes. The young brother grew anxious yet attentive as to not misunderstand what was on Nora's mind. Though he felt ambushed, this intimate gesture between them was a comforting safe space for him. "I've grown to love you over this year or so. We've gotten close, to say the least, and I'm not too sure if you thought I was going to keep you on the side, in the dark, feeling the thrills of possibly getting caught. But I felt it was more for you than just that when you cut off other women for me, and always made time. All of these qualities, your intelligence, maturity, and ambition, to say the least, are what I need in my life more than ever. You both are special to me. You get that? Okay, he said bewilderedly. Son, I'll try giving it to you straight. I want to see my wife and your girl happy, he said as Nora returned upright in her seat. With a definite look of confusion formed, Carlo focused on Douglas, who reached for the glass of wine to take a sip. In the middle of placing the Noir onto his palate, the elder gentleman sat up as if ready to make a sales pitch. Carlo's nervousness died down since he sensed the couple needed him. Yo, I hope they're not trying to make me some kind of sperm donor. That would be messed up if she got me all open for something wild like that, he thought. A short exited Douglas's mouth before he placed the glass onto the table, with but a swallow left lingering. Carlo, I've heard nothing but praises from Nora about you, and I looked into how you and your partner do business. And I love how you guys are moving the right way. I'm elated knowing you can take care of Nora. She has her own and we work well together, but our situation needs helping hands from a loving source, from the heart. Sir, Nora, I'm lost. What are you getting at? He said. Baby, Douglas and I want you to be part of our family. Part of your family? How? Son, Carlo, I'm getting up in age, and I had a life built before meeting Nora. I got a vasectomy a couple years ago after my third daughter was born. I never expected to meet Nora, but we hit it off and started growing a family empire sorts, and you guys just want me to be a sperm bank, don't you? Huh? No, Carlo. Why would you think that? She said while chuckling. Douglas paused for a second before letting out a bellowing laugh. Nora looked over at Douglas and shook her head before she smirked and gave a belly laugh of her own. Carlo sat up with a plain look on his face, awaiting what will be said or done next. Okay, so I'm not just a healthy source of baby batter, he thought. I mean, he's coming out talking about a vasectomy and building a family empire and all that. No, Carlo, it's nothing impersonal like that, he said. I'm asking you to be my man, she said. You and I will be together doing normal couple things while Douglas and I keep our union together since our lives mesh so well. We have accounts and homes tied up together and we still love each other deeply, but he knows I need good energy close to my own, steeped in youthful spirits with a boyish charm. Hold up, let me figure this out, he said while placing his right hand behind his head. You're asking me to be part of a polyandry or polyamorous kind of lifestyle. If it's polyamory, I'm telling you now, I'm not with that bi-life. To each their own, but I ain't trying to be up on Douglas like that. Shoot, son, me either, chuckled Douglas. This boy's sharp. I see why you like him, Nora. I love and need you both, Carlo, she said while leaning forward towards him. Douglas and I are now more good friends with benefits, and he doesn't engage intimately as much, and I have needs. He's a great mentor, but I need a partner. You're that for me. Wow, he said with a look of surprise, putting his right hand palms down on the table. Nora has never cheated on anyone or done a man wrong, so Carlo could see why she had arrived with this as a solution. She doesn't want to feel guilty, he deduced. Douglas seemed like a pretty laid-back guy. Carlo made a bet to himself that he probably got a new young tenderoni somewhere. How Douglas styled his pink and silver outfit to match the pinky ring, I'm sure he's an old school player. I bet he got on gaiters too. Carlo picked up his glass of wine and drank it as if taking a shot of hard liquor. After returning the glass onto the table, he sighed and put his hand on his forehead. Carlo then slid it down and massaged his temples, absorbing and processing the information relayed. The couple sat there patiently waiting for a response. The status quo for at least the last 500 years in Western societies is that monogamy was the only union people should practice. In a perfect world, this would be the case, but everyone isn't built the same. After another glass of wine had by all, the more established coupling explained how it made sense for them to accept this option. Nora admitted that Douglas looked at other ladies, and she wasn't bothered by this after knowing him for nearly 7 years. He had free rein to date another woman by choice, but only if Nora thoroughly vetted them, because she's not for taking heavy risks, since they did canoodle from time to time, anniversaries and special occasions. Douglas had a girlfriend in mind he's courted for a good 8 months already. These revelations caused Carlo to confess how he wanted Nora for himself and hoped that they'd get together officially when a divorce occurred. Douglas pursed his lips and nodded his head, getting where the young man was coming from. The group went silent for a moment. Douglas looked at his glass, taken aback. Carlo put his right hand on his forehead and rested his elbow on the table as if he had a sudden headache. And Nora cleared her throat, then excused herself to escape detention. The two men sat in silence, each wondering who would speak first. Nora entered the restroom and went into the stall furthest from the door. She sat on the seat, trying to figure out the next course of action while emptying her bladder. I might have done this too soon. Oh my God, Carlo wasn't ready for all this. I thought he was, but I got it wrong. Did I lead him on? Yes, I think I did. Oh God, I hope he doesn't feel some type of way about me from here on. I love him more than ever, but I need that guidance and steadiness from Douglas, that reassurance and stability. I can't just let what we have together break apart. Carlo needs to accept this. I'm so nervous about what will happen when I leave this restroom. God, I hope they aren't fighting like some high school boys now. Nora began to sob at the thought of never seeing Carlo after that night. She wiped her eyes and folded her arms over her knees. She breathed in a meditative fashion, attempting to unravel her bundle of nerves in this chilly restroom. As she regrouped in the below-temperate lavatory, the two men sat nearly across from one another. Carlo slid his chair further from Douglas once Nora was out of view. He then put his elbows on the table and clutched his fists together, looking at Douglas with a straight face. So you love her that much, Douglas said in a way a father would ask their son. Carlo didn't respond, only kept his fist clutched and looked down at the table. The OG knew he had to play this right to avoid any disappointments. The last thing he would want at this juncture is to have Nora saddened by losing such a good man. You had both parents, right? Huh? Your mother and father, they were there for you. Yeah, to the best of their ability, they co-parented nicely. Why? He said. I just wanted to know your stance on marriage since your parents did divorce. It's obvious Nora gave you the full rundown about me, but I don't think you're qualified to be my therapist. I'm not aiming for that role. I'm asking a question to the man who means the world to someone I care about. So, what's your stance, my brother? He said in a comforting tone. I'll order another bottle of wine if you'd like, something sweet that sparkles, perhaps. Their waiter left for a bottle of Chloe's sparkling wine. Douglas also instructed the waiter to check on Nora, stating she might be feeling a bit queasy for some reason. Carl wasn't too sure what to expect. He hoped Nora would return soon and that things would wrap up. He didn't hate Douglas or dislike him, but he's possessive when it came to women he truly wanted in his life, especially ones that are spot on wifey material. Carlo, go ahead, he said. I have nothing against you, Douglas. From the looks of it, you both are a team. Some may say you're a sugar daddy who made a great return on an investment, and that would be disrespectful as hell knowing all the details of your marriage. My point is, why must I share a woman? And to answer your question, I still think marriage is important. My boy Francis's parents have been together for decades and they're going strong. And on that note, if your first wife hadn't passed so soon, I'm sorry for your loss, by the way. I'm sure you'd still be together as well. So yes, I put marriage as a commitment not to be taken lightly. First of all, we're not sharing a woman. We're expanding a family. Second, thank you for showing your respects to my first wife. She was always good to me. Third, I'm glad you recognize I'm not some trick-ass sugar daddy getting some trim because I tossed a few dollars in Nora's purse. Fourth, if you believe that marriage takes commitment, don't you think this is my way of staying committed? To be continued. I hope you enjoyed part 2, Nora's story. Please share this. If you haven't seen part 1, see that first. Check this out again and share. The more people you share this with, the more I'll be inclined to continue this series. I might do 2 more parts to wrap this up and start on something else, but that's only if you guys share this experience with other people. I love to write. That's my passion. But I also want to make this my living. I want to make this my life. We don't have a lot of black writers out there. Straight up and down. We have less than 10% of us making a dent in the industry in any major way. And this could be the beginning of something special. So please share. Shoot, I might even take some of these characters and make them an actual book and give them away to those who've subscribed. Like the first 1,000 subscribers maybe. Give them a free copy of something that I create with just these characters, just for y'all. Alright? Just to show my appreciation. But like I said, you gotta subscribe, you gotta like, you gotta share. Because I love what I do, but I got bills to pay. I got a life to build and things I gotta do. Alright? So y'all wait for part 3. Subscribe, like, share. Make me a Facebook friend, Pippin Pens. You can also get free material. We have a free PDF on our website at lafemlachey.com. The link is down below. If you're 21 and up, you can sign up to the website, log in, and download a free PDF sample file, the first 2 chapters of our book, VIP Confessions. Has illustrations and everything in there, free of charge. If you're willing to sign up to the website, go ahead. We're gonna have more content put up there, more stories put up there. It's a whole bunch that I want to give you guys, but like I said, you guys gotta support. All right, man. You can follow us on Instagram as well, the Femme Lachey LLC. Go to the Femme Lachey Publishing on the Facebook like page, and yeah, be on the lookout. Peace.